Yeah, back, I mean, obviously we had a quite interesting start to the race. Turn one on the opening lap.
Hopefully it'll be a little bit better this time around.
Yeah, hopefully no internet connection or anything affect this one. Obviously this is the most important one. Obviously this is what we all come to see.
This is the big one.
Yeah, this is where it matters. You know, obviously the sprint race, you can get you know, your points for top 3 finishing there, which will help in the title run. But this is where you pick up your main points.
Yeah, exactly. This is where all the big points are at. This is where you really want to win the race.
So we've got 80 seconds left on the countdown.
Yeah, we're just letting the guys get round the wedding. We're actually just waiting for A. Riley there. Select his tyres. So now all we're just waiting for is everyone to select their setups and that, and then we will be underway.
Yeah, just still taking a little bit of time here. You know, the service are acting up a little bit tonight, but yeah, taking definitely a bit of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're just obviously waiting on the guys, so there's not a lot we can really say there.
No, so who's obviously, you know, who's your man to win the race today?
I'd like to see where these guys are going to start this time. I mean, we know we've got some really quick drivers out there. There's a handful of them that are very quick drivers, and as we've just seen from the sprint race, you know, some of these guys can have a really good battle with each other, and a really clean battle as well. So we're still just waiting. People are just asking about whether they've got 3 tyre choice for this race. So we're just waiting on people picking tyres and setups. So they hopefully will be underway very shortly. Unfortunately, there's really not a lot we can talk about whilst we wait.
No.
So, I mean, from what we can see in the garages as we're looking at here, we can see Knight, he looked like he had hard tyres, but it looks like he just switched to soft. And it looks like Connor's maybe starting on the mediums, because they look like the yellow band mediums in his garage. So maybe we'll have some idea of what those two are starting on, but besides that, we really can't tell you anything else that's going on right now.
See, it's interesting, because I can't see no cars in the garages.
No, you can't see the cars, but you can see the tyres sitting there with the stripes on them, and they change every so often. It's usually when the driver's made a tyre choice. So, I mean, they could just be completely random, but like I said, Knights have just changed from what looked like the white hard tyres to the red softs, so maybe he's thinking about starting on the softs. And Connor's are yellow by the looks of it, so I would say he's starting on the mediums. But we shall find out when everybody is up there and ready to go. Which is taking quite a while.
Yeah, definitely. Got plenty of time to think about your tyres if you haven't already selected your strategy.
Oh yeah, I mean, Christ, I think I would have selected my tyre strategy 3 times by now. This is taking quite a while. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to crack open a drink. Unfortunately, guys, as boring as this might be for you, it's just as boring for us waiting.
Yeah, it's you know, it's kind of hard to commentate. I mean, I think only people we can comment at the moment, obviously, Connor's picked Groove. Oh no, we've got the 28-second starter timer now.
We have the timer, so we are about to go.
So it's going to be interesting to see who's opting for the mediums first. You know, get them out of the way, and then maybe even stretch them so you've got enough space on the, or enough time on the soft to, you know, not having to take this care so much.
They could be looking medium, soft, 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 medium, soft, soft, medium, medium. You know, anything like there's so many different tyre possibilities for a 2-stop, but then we could be looking at guys trying to stretch for a softer medium, for a 1-stop or a soft hard. You know, there's so many options. See, a lot of guys are starting out there on the medium tyres.
Jackie and Blumchum on the hards.
So Connor's actually started on the softs, and Knight has started on the mediums. So maybe what we were seeing in their garages was just wrong. You know, it could just be completely random in the garages, and unless that's maybe what they're thinking about going on to next. So you could be looking at Connor moving on to the mediums for his first stop, and maybe Knight is going to move on to softs for his next stop. It could be what they're intending to pit for next.
It's going to be interesting to see how Jimmer, because obviously at the start of the race, Jimmer had what was a comeback, you know. So had an incident on turn 1, and managed to obviously now get his way up into 4th place, obviously finishing 6th. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what run he can have on the mediums as well. Obviously, the 2 cars ahead of him will be on a soft, so there is a high chance obviously they can create a gap in the first few laps. Hopefully even get him out before then, get him out the DRS zone as well.
I mean, you just never know. I mean, the softs are going to be faster, but of course they're going to wear a lot faster. And if you're stuck up behind a car on the mediums, you're not going to be able to get that that advantage that the soft tyres would give you. And of course they're going to wear as well, being stuck behind a car on mediums. So they're going to wear even more. So where you may get 12 laps out of them, you may only get 10 out of them because you're stuck in dirty air the whole time. You know, it's really down to what you can do.
It's going to be interesting as well, see if you get any double stacks as well, because quite a lot of teammates here running the same tyre strategy or running the mediums. I think we'd return to positions, getting ready for the race.
Yep, well, I'm just going to sit on board with Wolsey, and hopefully we get a little bit of a better start than we had last time around.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on the back 6 here.
And I can't see the light, but they're out, so we are racing. So I can just about see all the cars now, and it doesn't appear to be any contact. There's a lot of movement happening, people moving around. We was almost 3 wide into the first turn as Wolsey goes wide.
Yep. And we have lost our Alpha Tauri, it looks like.
Error, but Jimmer has made it past Wolsey, so Jimmer now leads, and we have a yellow flag in sector 1. We've got a car off somewhere. It's Grimmy.
Yeah, Grimmy. I believe that's actually the same place Grosjean lost it as well.
Quick Killers. We're in the wall there out of turn 3. Unfortunately, Grimmy is out of the race, but it doesn't look like we're getting a safety car. And we now have a second yellow flag in sector 2. I'm not sure what that was for. Can't see anyone seemingly drop back a big amount. But we do have movement in the table as A. Riley is going backwards there. I think that's just overtakes though. I don't think he's actually pinned it anywhere. No, he's still...
I think he does kind of make a move on the inside and change his mind. Had a little peek there.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement happening now. It's really quite difficult to keep up with everyone's movement. I mean, we've got guys here within a tenth of each other. That is really close racing. Just in the background there, A. Riley was making a move on Ryan and hasn't quite managed to make it stick, but I think he's going to go for another go here. And that's impressive on the mediums against soft tyres. But of course he's had to brake earlier than Ryan had to brake on those softs, so he hasn't managed to pull that one off just yet.
Knight at the back makes a move on Blumchum.
Looks like we're about to have 2 or 3 cars here into the first corner.
Yeah, Blumchum and Knight are going to turn 1 side by side. As Knight backs out, and Blumchum takes the outside line, closes the door completely there on Knight.
Make a move on Wolsey here.
Yep, Ryan's made a move on Jackie as well.
And I was going to say Error would be next up, but RP Lies made a move on Error, so they're going
A-Rally's
two side by
A-Rally's
side
in the
there.
back of Jackie trying to take him off to be on the faster tyres.
There's a lot of close racing happening here, and so far, from what I can tell, it's all been really clean, which is good as well.
Yeah. Everyone's staying out of each other's way, minimum contact.
I was just going to say, I wonder if Connor's going to be able to make up any of that ground on Jimmer, and just as I was about to say, he runs wide out of turn 10, and he's just lost about 3 tenths, which has definitely not helped him. So right now, Jimmer is in a great place here.
Riley come up to Riley and Jackie make contact. Jackie nearly loses it, but manages to gain control. And that's where you have the strategy. So seven laps on the soft. To go soft medium. That's guy looking to make a move on Dunners.
Has now been enabled as well.
Dunners is making a move on Error going on the inside, and lovely move, and Angry Dutch guys following. And yeah, that is both overtake him, and Ryan as well sneaky his way through.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is 3 cars.
That is Angry Dutch guy in the wall, and he is out of the race. I was on board with that, but I couldn't see because of the camera angle what actually happened. I think there was contact, but I'm not sure who it was because the game did what the game always does and gives me a terrible angle of things. So we'll go back to the action here. We've got a yellow flag. Ryan says let's go 15th to a podium is what he's hoping for here. But he is currently on the P7, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening there, but yeah, on the yellow flag, Quick Killer has spun his car. And he's gone straight into the barrier and has his wheel off.
Oh,
it's very bizarre.
3 down.
Don't know if that was intentional or what. I know he lit his tyres up, but
I don't know whether it was.
Yeah, he's straight into the barrier there.
Sorry, there's that cough coming back to attack.
Yeah, I managed to have lost my cough from the old COVID.
Yeah, well, mine was just a bug, it was never COVID. In fact, COVID might have been easier at this rate. I've had this cough since November. So.
Oh, that's interesting. RP Lie, I believe.
Yep, RP Lie has just made a move on Wolsey. I was actually on board with that, but couldn't really talk about his coughing.
Again, I don't know if the yellow flags were on that.
I'm not sure. I mean, if it was, he probably would have been told to give back the position, so he may have got away with it. He may have just been on the exit of the yellow flags when it happened. So we've now got Z Mini on the back of these two as well. So this is
and Ryan and Dunners and Ryan having a battle there.
Yeah, they're just in the background there. I'm just going to jump on board with Ryan because he looks like he's about to make a move. And
Ryan made a move on the outside there, come on the inside.
So that's and I think Error's looking to try and take advantage too, because he was right there as well. Yeah, he's going to slide around the outside of turn 9 here. Oh no, he's not. He's backed out of it. I thought he was going to have a go at turn 9. He's going to wait and take the DRS, I think.
Good exit there as well.
Just get that off the screen so we can actually see. Couldn't see the cars then because the timing board was in the way. He's just lost a little bit of ground here now as well. So he's losing ground. He's got a Riley right behind him. This is not helping Error at all.
Yeah, I mean, after he's helping out, this is just out of Riley's DRS, so we'll be able to get an advantage here down the straight.
Yeah, for sure he'll get an advantage. I'm just going to jump back on board and see if we can make anything happen here. He's just got across the timing line and he's making his move. And he's made it stick, and his Dunners about to lose that twice because A. Riley's trying to go round the outside of turn 1. And he's got the inside of 2. No, he's backed out that a little bit there. I thought he was going to have that one then. He had a look again. He was thinking about that move.
Yeah, I don't feel bad, and obviously Mazda Tavis making a move on him.
The Mini as well.
Yeah, Blumchum and Jackie having a battle as well. So yeah, quite a few battles still going on here. You know, like 5 laps into the race.
just trying to see what rules he would do here, but I think he's just dropped outside the DRS there, so that's unfortunate for him because he might have had a chance to get a little bit closer to Z Mini there. So we're now looking at A Riley, who's looking at a move, and Dunner still, and doesn't manage to pull it off because that's quite a short DRS straight there. But it does close him up now, so he'll probably be looking for that same move if he can hang on to the back of Dunner's going into turn 1. As he just gets a little shove there from Mazataf, I think, in the Alfa Romeo. But these three cars are all nose to tail here. Let's see what happens now, because these guys are both going to have DRS here.
Don't look like it's going to the pit.
Riley are both dived into the pit.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite expecting that. That's an early pit stop from the mediums.
Yeah, it must be looking like going medium soft possibly.
Maybe. Well, that is soft going on to A Riley. Mr. JC has pitted as well, and I can't see what Dunner's just put on soft.
Yeah, Mr. JC came in and put on the mediums.
But now, these guys were close before, they're even closer now. A Riley and Dunner's, that pit stop has put A Riley even closer to Dunner's than he already was. So they're just going to have to just be careful here into turn 1 so they don't bump each other. Yeah, they've done okay there, they've got out of that. So Connor has actually closed the gap very slightly on Jimmer, but of course he does have a penalty, and that's 3 seconds. So far everyone's penalties are all track limits.
Hey, what about him trying to close the gap between here and RP Lie as well?
Yeah, I mean those soft tyres, they probably got another 5, maybe 6 laps in them if they decide to stay out on them. You know, and they're not in dirty air, which at the minute none of them seem to be in dirty air. There's a nice little gap between all of them and the guy ahead. So I mean, especially Connor. Connor's got like 2.7 seconds. So
I see a yellow flag, and I believe that's Dunner's or Knight is spun.
Jackie's all over the back of Blumchum here as well, and they're both on the hard tyres. They're only 5 laps in, so they should just be about coming into their grip zone as well. And Jackie will have DRS down the straight, so we're just going to see if he can make a move. He does. And I think Blumchum just got out the way there because he knew that was a done deal. On that DRS zone, that is such an easy run at someone on there. But of course now he's going to have DRS for this short straight as well, so we may have another crack back at Jackie shortly. Z Mini's closing up now on the back of RP Lie as well, and he will get DRS, so see how close he can get to the DRS. I don't think he's close enough. He may just have to get closer and try again on the pit straight. Yeah, he's a little bit closer now. He's just got to stay with him and try again on the DRS straight, I think, because RP Lie is outside DRS on Connor, so right now he's a sitting duck for Z Mini here. If Z Mini can stay close, and he's within half a second.
Here we've got a battle as well on the hard tyres for 9th place, Jackie and Blumchum. But Blumchum is starting to fall a little bit behind Jackie now as well. He was gaining time on him. Now Connor comes into the pits on a soft.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that because those softs will be starting to go off soon. Ooh, so interestingly, Z Mini hasn't made the move. I thought he was going to make it. So Connor has come into the mediums, which I did say he might do because they were sitting in his garage waiting for him at the start of the race, so I'm not surprised by that change. So there's not a lot really happening besides Jackie and Blumchum are very close. Oh, as Blumchum's made a very audacious move there coming out of turn 3, but he's made it happen by the looks of it, forcing Jackie around the outside. They've just got to leave each other room here through the little S section, and he's through, but I don't think Jackie wants to give that position up. He's staying right with him.
If Jackie can stay right behind Blumchum here, he can make them advantage of the short DRS straight coming up.
Yeah, I don't think he's close enough to make that happen though. He's just about a second back. So as we're coming down, he's got about 6/10 the difference, so he's going to have another go on the main straight. So these guys are pretty close. I mean, Z Mini is actually catching the back of RP Light as I just jump on board. He's going for a move on the pit straight, and he does make it happen. And Wolsey has dived in the pits. So let's just see what tyres he's going to jump on really quickly. And he's on to the softs. We're back on board with Jack, who is outside the DRS range now, but has actually got DRS, so he must have just dropped back out of that last turn.
RP makes a nice little move there to take over Simi to take second place.
Wolsey's just coming out of the pits now, and he's going to come out in P10 just ahead of Niter. That's not too bad for him. So back on with Z Mini and RP Live, because that's probably the closest thing we've got happening right now. As again, they're going to dive into a DRS zone, and Z Mini is right on the gearbox of RP Live here. This is only a short DRS zone, he might be able to make something happen. Now he had a look, but backed out. He was too close to the braking zone. So that's, again, this is just going to set him right up for a run at RP Live for down into turn 1.
Yeah, that DRS is definitely going to work if Zimini can actually make advantage of it. I mean, he's getting a split stream here now.
I mean, RP Light doesn't have much in the way of ERS, whereas Z Mini's got around 50%. So this definitely could be a move happening here. Yeah, that's going to be a done deal. As RP
I imagine he'll just stick in the inside as well, block it off from RP Light, trying to get any form of advantage.
Ryan has now pitted on the softs on lap 10. There's some 9 laps on them. He's just starting lap 10, so he's probably going to go, he's going to go right into the mediums. I mean, theoretically, he could push these all the way, but my betting is he's going to come in for some softs later in the race. And it looks like he's going to drop out just behind Wolsey. He might just get ahead of Niter and A. Riley here, though. He is. He's just going to sneak ahead of those two there. They look like they're having a nice little battle of their own as well.
Got a safety car now, so this is definitely going to...
Error has a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car because we've just had a safety car come out. Mr. JC is out. So
it's going to be interesting to see what the top 7 do here. Obviously, they're doing the ones that haven't pitted, as well as Niter. Niter down in...
I don't know where he's dropped it because currently there is no stranded car on the track, so it must have been moved already, which was pretty quick. I will give them that. Although I may have been late on picking up the safety car because I was interested in where Ryan was coming out, so I may have just missed that car being removed from the track. But that drive-through is not going to help Error there. I mean, he's P4 currently, and he's not yet pitted. He was probably about to pit actually. In fact, at this point, had he not picked up the drive-through, I'm sure he would have pitted anyway off of those soft tyres. You know, he's been on them 10 laps, stick on a set of mediums or hards and go to the end. But now that drive-through is going to cost him, and he can't take it until after the safety car because it won't allow him to do so.
So the 3 leaders go on the hard tyres. Blumchum joins on the hard as well.
So Blumchum isn't pitting off the hards, and I'm not entirely surprised by that because those hard tyres can go a long way. However, Jackie is pitting off those hard tyres and chucking on some mediums. So maybe he's thinking he can get those to the end.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a stretch, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely a good
couple of laps on the safety car.
Yeah.
That's going to take to what, 13, 16 laps on them. Should be doable. You know, I can't see any reason why they won't. Plus, they're going to be a lot easier to keep those warm than it would be the hard tyres. So that might be a little bit of stroke of genius from Jackie there. But then the question is it going to cost him come the end of the race when they start to just go off? In fact, I'm going to flick back because that's a really good helicopter view of Jackie going through the little S section, then down into turn 8. It's a really good helicopter view. You don't get those very often.
No. Thinking safety cars should be coming in next lap.
Yeah, I mean,
three
it
cars
could do.
left
It
to
just
bunch
depends
up.
how spread out the field are. So let's just have a little look. Yeah, I reckon that you're right on that one. I think that safety car will be in next lap. The car's cleared, and Dunners ain't a massive amount off the back of the pack himself. So I think these guys will catch up. I mean, it's a pity they can't catch up just a little bit faster, because if they could, it would have come in this lap. So I think you're right. I think it'll be next lap. I'm just going to drop back and just stay on board with Dunners and just keep an eye on when he actually catches up the pack. So everyone else is caught up now. It's just Dunners is around 11.5 seconds behind, so he should close that up pretty quickly. I mean, I'm not entirely sure I would like to be any of those guys on the hards, especially Blumchum, because he's actually put about 11 laps on them now. Well, this is his 11th lap on them, so they probably won't be very fun to keep warm. Although, in fairness, this is a track that's got quite a lot of straights, as Dunners is just weaving around. I mean, I really wouldn't bother. You're at full race pace, so there's probably no real need to try and keep those tyres there, and those softs should be just fine. So he's closing up again now. He's about 5.5 seconds. 5. He's getting right on the back of the pack now. As RP Lai is going backwards. Why is he going backwards? Oh, there's been some sort of incident in the middle of the pack
That's
here.
a tough 5-second penalty with error there.
Mazataf's got no front wing, so he's going to have to pit now. RP Lai was dropping places there. I think maybe Jackie might have been in that somewhere. There seem to be kind of 4 or 5 cars all stopped.
And I believe the safety car.
Mazataf's actually bumped someone else, maybe RP Lai, because he was off track, which has then obviously backed the guys up behind them who don't want to overtake under safety car conditions. Maybe that's just what happened there. But I mean, if something's gone wrong, then I'm sure that the people involved can make their own reports about it at the end of the race. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, well, unfortunately, we can't see everything that goes on.
No. We try our best, but unfortunately we can't predict what's going to happen, and we are going to have the safety car in this lap as expected.
So unfortunately for them,
so
them 3 cars as well that took damage, meaning for it's not going to benefit them at all now.
No, not at all, and nor is it going to benefit Error either, because Error's still got that drive-through to take, which he will have 3 laps after the safety car comes in to take those, to take that drive-through. So Error will be somewhere near the back. Mazataf, who's going to have to pit now, will be quite close to the back as well. In fact, he'll probably be behind Error, because Error's only got a drive-through, not a full pit stop and a front wing change. So that'll promote RP Lai, Jackie, Knight, A. Riley and Dunners up 2 places. So let's just see if Error's taking his drive-through right now. And of course Mazataf is also pitting as well. So of course these guys are going to be right at the back. And what tyres is he throwing on there? He's going to have to wait. He's got to take his 5-second penalty. And he's chucked on a set of hards. So other than that, it looks like a fairly clean getaway. Connor looks to be having a look at Blumchum ahead of him there. He is on the fresher, faster tyres, so it wouldn't surprise me to see that move made. Just a little bit of contact there between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
We're not going to get the DRS back now till about lap 15 either, so
I'm on board with Zimmy, who's providing a lovely point of view. As Connor's going on the inside, gets the advantage on the faster tyres.
Z-Mini himself may look to have a go because his tyres are fresh. Once he gets those bedded in nicely, he should be faster as well. And Mazataf has just picked up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. So there's a nice little... that is Z-Mini going sideways, but he catches it. I'm not sure if that was contact that caused that. I just saw his tail step out. So he had a nice little drift on there and he caught it really well, so that was on the stream. As he now loses out
Yeah.
to RP Lie as well.
Yeah, I don't think he done no damage either.
No, he
Staying out
he
of the
never
pit.
actually contacted the wall at all. He managed to avoid it by mere inches. So, as Ryan's made a move on Wolsey there, and I think he's even maybe thinking about a second move on Blumtrum just ahead of him. But I think he ran slightly wide and lost a little ground. Yeah, he's trying to size up Blumtrum here. He's getting ever closer, and Wolsey's going to be probably thinking about it now as well, because he's going to be on the faster soft tyres here, so we could be looking at a double move on Blumtrum if these guys can stay close to the back of him.
Yeah, Bowers even though he's not giving after that little spin, he's not giving up though. He is catching up to RP Lie.
These guys
Making
are
trying
a better drive out here as well.
Yeah, I mean that little spin. If he did like boost tire one thing, obviously going to help him out. Spin obviously is going to warm up his tyres a lot and wear them in a little quicker than obviously driving the track normal. I mean, whether that's the case here, because like I say, he is catching up to RB Lie, within touching distance of his DRS zone as well.
Yeah, that will be activated on the next lap as well, I believe. So we've done 13 and 14, so it should come on now as the leaders cross the line. In fact, I've just joined.
A Riley's on the inside of Simi, though, did not see him.
DRS is enabled now this lap, so as these guys cross the line, theirs will also be enabled.
Yeah, but A Riley makes a move on.
Until they hit the next DRS.
Some battle with the soft tyres, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we're not surprised that Wolsey's got back ahead there as error picked up a 3-second time penalty. And is Ryan going to have a go at Wolsey again here? Or is Wolsey going to have a go at Blumtrum? Nope. They've stayed where they are. But that really won't be helping Wolsey being stuck behind that car on hard tyres, because those hard tyres are nowhere near as fast and they will not be doing his softs any good either. They'll just help him wear out a little faster being stuck in the dirty air. I think he's sizing up a move now for this next DRS zone. He's staying really close. If he gets a really good drive out here, which he has, and he's got the DRS, so he should be able to just about make this happen. He's slightly ahead now. Yep, Blumtrum's backed out of that as Jackie's left the session, so he's now going backwards on track. I tell you what, the Blumtrum's not giving this up easy. He's still trying to stay within touching distance of Wolsey there. As Jackie also picks up 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags, but as I said, he's actually just left the session, so it wasn't really him as much as the AI controlling him.
It's amazing as well. Blumtrum on 14 lap the old hards actually still bringing it to Wolsey.
Wow, this is going to be close. You've got Ryan and RP Lie both trying to make a move on Blumtrum together here, side by side.
Yeah, I mean that's always the one good
RP Lie's
teammate.
made a double move and Ryan lost out. That was really quite the move from RP Lie there. A Riley's getting in on this mix as well as Jackie rejoins us, and he is in the pits. So he's just chucked on a set of soft tyres. So RP Lie is on the back of Wolsey here. I mean, he's on the slower tyres, but they are still just slightly fresher than the softs that Wolsey's got on. And of course, 6 laps in now, they'll be starting to wear towards the end of their life as well. Let's just sit on board here with Wolsey and see if anything happens there. There's a couple of other moves possibly being made further back. Some of these guys are really, really close together. And now I've completely lost the timing board, so I don't know who's close to who anymore.
RP trying to catch up to Wolsey to challenge him for that 3rd place, which could possibly turn into
just about make it. Yeah, I mean, if he stays inside that 1
place.
second window, which we will find out when he crosses the start-finish line, unfortunately, because the game's having a bubble. But he looks to be having a go. He's got the overspeed, but quite a lot of overspeed there, considering he's on the hard tyres. That seems to be move done. But just a bit further back, we've got A Riley, Blumtrum and Ryan going at it. So A Riley looks to have made a move on Blumtrum, and I believe Ryan's made it through as well. So it took him probably an extra lap than he really wanted to there, as Mazataf picks up another 3-second penalty. A. Riley's now just made a move on Ryan, so Ryan's lost some place there. But he's staying right on the back here. So watch those track limits through that section as well. There was a lot of curb cutting going on there for Ryan. And I know how easy it is myself to pick up the penalty there. And now we've got Gunners, who's all over the back of Blumsham as well, as Mazataf has just got a 10-second corner cutting penalty, and Jackie and Mazataf are both out of the race. And we have a full safety car again. That's probably because both cars were out at turn 1. There is currently 2 cars sitting stranded on the exit of turn 1, so we have a full safety car. So I think some of these guys may pit, especially Blumchum. I think Blumchum will take a pit stop now because he's got 16 laps on those hard tyres. I'd be surprised if Wolsey didn't come in as well on those soft tyres, because those soft tyres at 7 laps, I've seen people coming in at about 7 or 8 laps, so maybe that's within their window of life. Yeah, as I was right, so Wolsey's come in. Connor's also pitted as well. So these guys might chuck on some mediums or maybe a different set of softs if we've got them. So Walls is in for mediums, Connors mediums, A. Riley is in, he's chucking on mediums, Blumchum and Ryan. Ryan's gone soft, Blumchum's gone medium, Dunners is in for softs, Knight is in for mediums. So there's some differing strategies here in terms of who's pitting now. I mean, I'm honestly surprised anyone's gone for softs here. So a lot of people seem to be ditching those softs after about 7 or 8 laps, and there's still 11 laps to go. Even if you account for a couple under safety car, that's still 9. Those soft tyres aren't going to feel too great by the end of the race, so maybe those medium runners have made the right choice here. But we are now down to 11 drivers. And I do wonder if Mazataf's going to come back into the comments and let us know what happened there. Because although we didn't catch it, being as far back as you two guys were, something must have happened because you two went together. So let's just see what penalties people have and how they're going to play into it. So Knight has got 6 seconds, so that's not really going to be affecting him because he's right at the back anyway. Runners, Ryan, A. Riley, Error and Connor all have 3 seconds apiece. So, I mean, Connor's going to drop, which will promote Wolsey, but right now Jimmer and RP Live have no penalties. So as it stands, the podium will be Jimmer, RP Line, Wolsey. But then of course it also depends what happens for the next 11 laps too. As Error has now pitted too. So let's just see what he jumps onto. And he's gone onto the soft tyres. So now we've just got to wait for Error to catch up, who's just gone very wide in turn 1 there. Maybe he forgot where his brake pedal was. So it does look like he's just catching up to the back of the pack now, so we may get the safety car in this lap. Because I'm pretty sure those cars have gone, considering where, yep, the cars have gone. I'm going to say where Error went off track, there was no cars, so we could be looking at safety car in. So So Ryan says he did 10 laps on the soft at the start, and they only reached 50%, so he thinks it'll be good for 9 or 10 laps on them to the end of the race. So maybe they'll be okay then. Safety car is in this lap, as I was just saying not too long ago. I would be surprised if it's not. It hasn't been out very long, but everyone's bunched up, so this is now down to Jimmy to just back everybody up, and this is the best place to do it, right along the straight. Just back them all up. Make sure you've got temperature in your tyres. Let that safety car just drive away into the distance, and then as soon as you get out of this last turn, just put that right boot down and see you later. As there he goes, and he's already got a second over RP Lie. He got an absolutely brilliant jump on RP Lie there, as it looks like Connor's trying to go for a move on RP Lie as well on the fast and medium tyres, and I don't think he's got quite enough there to make it happen, although if he'd used the RS he might have got a better chance.
Just seeing if RP Lie here can cut us up to Jimmer.
Something's going on there with Z Mini. He's just dropped 2 places. He's also ghosted as well. Not sure what that's about, not unless he's left without us realising, as there's actually a little battle going on between Connor and RP Lie as well for that second and third position. I mean, Connor of course has incurred a penalty as Woolsey hits the back of RP Lie. So I think he just outbraked himself a little bit there. Although it doesn't look like he's got any damage. I would have thought he'd have conceded that position, although he does seem to be fighting for it again. As what was happening with Riley there, it looked like there was a little bit of contact.
Yeah, both of them, Woolsey and Riley getting through,
really
getting
through
through.
each other. Almost ridiculously close to each other, in fact. We've now got 7 cars in a little row here, all just going for a crack at each other, as Ryan's made a move there on Woolsey, and he is pushing. He'll be wanting to look at that podium. I mean, he has got a 3-second penalty, so that's definitely not going to help him, but there's no reason why on those soft tyres he can't pull out a bit of a gap.
Error looking to make a move on that as well, further down and back at the back.
Ryan's just made a move on RP Lie as well, and he's made that stick. And I'm not too sure. Right, there's a bit of contact going on here at the back between Blumchum and Blumchum, I think that was. Oh, there we go. Lovely helicopter view of 3 sets of 2 cars side by side with each other going around turn 4. And I think there's actually another set of 2 in the background there that we can't quite see as well.
Yeah, there were 6 of them.
Yeah, there's 6, but I think there's 2 more just out of shot as well. As these guys are really fighting for it. There's the other 2 just coming into view. And they look to have come out of that with Ryan in P3 and RP Lie in P4.
Yeah, we've got trying to make the most of his fresh soft tyres on that. As he spins it on that tight left hander just before the DRS. Unfortunately, that might be the end of Everest's race there. I'm not too sure if there's any contact in the wall and done damage.
Well, I mean, all he really needs to do is finish. So he picks up another 3-second penalty for multiple warnings there of track limits, so that won't help either.
Yeah.
But this is an absolutely brilliant battle going on between, now it's down to 3, but there was 6 cars. I think Blumchum's just trying to hang on to the back of it, as DRS is now enabled as well.
Yeah, makes a move on Dunners, who was had the door shut in by Woolsey quite aggressively then. Dunners obviously on DRS and faster tyres there.
Move there on Blumchum, yeah.
Blumchum makes a move on the inside, dives down there.
Inside, yeah. He was just on board as that was happening. Although he didn't manage to pull it off, those soft tyres have got superior grip. But I don't think he's planning to give it up just yet. He's definitely not. So we're just going to jump back on with RP Lie here because he's at the head of all this.
It's interesting for the Fryboys. If the Fryboys work together, work with a Slipstream DRS, they could both take podium.
They could. I mean, A. Riley has got a penalty which won't help him. But then so have 2 of the podium sitters. So if he can creep back that gap to Ryan and to Connor, which is about 3.5 seconds, then there's no reason why they can't both sit on the podium.
Yeah. As they're nearly shutting Woolsey out the DRS zone there. It's got a couple of corners, but obviously just the main straight itself.
As RP Live
and RP Live picks up a task. Both Ferrari boys now.
Ferraris have got 3-second penalties. So, but then saying that, as we were looking before, so as the two guys ahead of them as well. So realistically, they need to get ahead of the two guys ahead of them and keep Woolsey back far enough.
I just hope that Woolsey from this last one and picks up one from now until the end. So he's got 6 laps to do.
He's got as well, yeah. I mean, there's only what 7 laps to go now.
So RP Live, Woolsey needing the back of RP Live there.
Still, look, it's just 5 of the cars just coming along, and you've got Dunners just poking out, having a little look, see whether it's worth a try. I don't think these Ferrari boys are getting away the way they would have liked to have got away here, as RP Live was really wide there into turn.
Yeah, Woolsey trying to take advantage of that, but not enough. Maybe he can get something keel and just before the DRS. If he goes try switching around the outside.
RP lies outside of his teammates' DRS zone, so he's going to be a sitting duck if these guys are close enough. If not now, he definitely will be, unless his teammate now backs off to get him back inside that DRS window before the last turn. Which, so far, it doesn't look like his teammate's planning to back off to help him here. He's just leaving him to the wolves, so to speak.
Blumchum picks up 3 seconds. But Woolsey actually overtakes the RP Live. Well, Zimny's obviously ghosted. So this is Woolsey not picking up a penalty here along with our leader Jimmer, who Connor actually, while we're distracted by that, Connor's shut the gap by 3/10.
So we've had a comment from Connor Bateman, says let's go Ryan. So he obviously wants to see Ryan right up there. I mean, as it stands, I think he will be. Woolsey is about 2 seconds off of A. Riley, who's then another almost 3 seconds off of Ryan. So, I mean, even with his 3-second penalty, I think Ryan might be safe up there on the podium. But we shall see come the end of the race, because that's the only important timing, is when you cross the line. This is the only real battle going on as well, as not has overtaken Error, although that is because it doesn't look like Error was moving very fast. I think he may have just had another issue there. Blumchum looks to be making a move here on Dunners. No, he's just stuck to his rear wing and he's staying there. He's probably going to go for a move down that pit straight. But of course Dunners will have the DRS off of RP Lie as well, so are these guys both going to have a crack at RP Lie going down the main straight? Stumble with Connor still seeing he can overtake
Jimmer, which he looks like he will do on the DRS straight. Yeah, as he overtakes him just then.
I just missed that as it happened. But that's now Connor into the lead. But remember, Connor's still got a 3-second penalty to serve, so even if he makes that happen, it's not going to really help him. As Dunners looks like he's tried, he's just had a little bit of a tail wobble coming out of turn 1 there, and that's not helped him at all. And now Blumchum's looking at a move on Dunners. He's probably going to try and steal that inside line. He's tried, but Dunners has stayed on the outside, kept grip and stayed ahead. Ooh, that was a bit of a corner cut there from Dunners. He might have picked up a warning for that one. You see, these guys are just about on the back of RP Lie here. He needs to pull out just a little bit more of a gap, and these guys will be outside his DRS window.
Yes, Ryan overtakes Connor there.
Error's DNF. So we've lost Error, and we've lost him at the exit of turn 7, entry to turn 8. So that is now a full safety car again.
That's going to be interesting to see who's got a fresh set of softs.
And Knight
Is
has got
anyone's
9
going to risk
seconds,
diving
so
into the pit with
he's
4
going to
laps to go?
realistically be out of it. Knight, but everyone else is on 3 seconds. And this has really, really not helped those guys in second, third and fourth, because A. Riley had about 3 seconds from Connor, which meant that Ryan and Connor both stay on the podium, as Connor's actually pitting.
Connor now is coming into the pit, so I'm running for a fresh set of softs. Yep, he's risking it, along with RP Life done the same as well.
Appear to be doing the same thing. I mean, I don't blame RP Life. 14 laps on hard tyres, you don't want to be behind a safety car if you can chuck on a fresh set of softs. Which, yep, both of them have done. Knight is coming in as well, so he's probably going to do exactly the same thing. Although, as I said, he's got 9 seconds of penalties, so the best he can hope for here with soft tyres is a fastest lap. And as we know, Z-Mini is still ghosted, so I'm guessing he's not even here. I'm surprised to see that Jimmer didn't pit as well, to be honest. 14 laps. I mean, he's only got a few laps left. Now it's going to be interesting. Are we going to have a 1 lap sprint?
Yeah, I mean less than a tenth for first 4 cars.
We're on lap 26, so we may get 2 laps. It depends how long it takes these guys to catch up. Obviously, I don't think the game's going to count Z-Mini because he's not there. So it may just wait until Knight catches up, which means we are going to have at least 1 more lap of safety car.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be all eyes on obviously first.
So I think we might have a 2 lap sprint.
Yeah, let me kind of let's say Connor, RP like Blumchum and all out on fresh off. So obviously Connor's going to be at the start of that, looking obviously to make race to Donners first, or wherever he can actually.
Yeah, I mean those guys on 7 laps on those soft tyres, they're not going to be feeling great for that little sprint at the end.
No. And you've got Jimmers as well. I mean, 14 lap on hards appeared from the first safety car, I believe it was.
Yeah, but now is he going to be a sitting duck for Ryan behind him on the softs? Yes, those softs are going to be coming towards not the peak of their life, that they won't be quite worn out just yet. And obviously the safety car will help because you can keep just a little bit more life in those tyres. And obviously it's easier to warm the soft tyres than it is the hard tyres. So is this going to cost Jimmer? I mean, Ryan's got a penalty, so all he needs to really do is stay within 3 seconds of Ryan and he still wins the race, even if Ryan overtakes him. The same with A. Riley as well. So
yeah, the thing with A. I mean, he's done it before this race. He will sit behind Ryan and wait for Ryan to make a move and just put his foot down and just follow him through it. No matter how small obviously Jimmer makes the gap, that's going to be the one to watch as well once we get a restart and a go.
Yeah, I mean, for me right now, as it stands, this is Jimmer's race to lose with, I'm going to say, Wolsey and Ryan on the podium as well. I think it will be in that order as well, Wolsey, Ryan. But then it depends on how well those soft tyres go as well. Because if those soft tyres go really well, it could be Ryan in P2 come the end of the race, even with a 3-second penalty. Because A. Riley's got a 3-second penalty and Wolsey's got none. So all Ryan needs to do is just gap Wolsey by 3 seconds. That's all he needs.
Yeah, but it's again, I mean, that's the thing. Do you just go for the time, or are you gonna go for the overtake and try and just force your way through obviously the top 3?
Well, the thing is, if Ryan can get ahead of Jimmer, and that in itself will create a few tenths of a gap, and then A. Riley will be trying to get past Jimmer as well on better tyres. So it's all about how far back Ryan can keep Wolsey. And if A. Riley gets past Jimmer as well, safety car in this lap as well. But if A. Riley can get past Jimmer, he could hold him back far enough that Ryan could still win even with a 3-second penalty. So this really is anyone's race, but I do still think it's Jimmer's to lose.
Yeah, he's like you say.
Knight are swapping places at the back for some bizarre reason. That's probably because Z-Mini is ghosted, as we know, but Knight is not allowed to pass him. As Connor appears to be going backwards there. I don't know if that was an accidental overtake. But
Jimmer's created a
we
bit
are
of a
racing
gap
again.
there on him.
Jimmer has gone. So he's got about 7/10 over Ryan here.
Yeah.
Connor's
Connor's made a move on Donners, and RP
Donners
Lies follow him as well,
RP
going on the
Lies
inside
as
of
well,
Connor. Yeah,
And
lovely move on the inside there. Not enough though, looking for the switchback there. No, not enough to make a move on Connor, but yeah, he's not giving up. He's going around the outside here.
no. I'm just
I
going
think
to
they switch it for the inside.
the front runners here and see what happens.
Yep.
RP
RP Lion, yes.
The place there to Connor. But Connor is on fresher tyres, so... Oh no, sorry, they're on the same tyres. I thought I was mixing up RP Live with Abe Riley, who was the other Ferrari who's still out on the tyres that he was on before.
Right, he's on the back of Ryan, looking to make a move on the outside here. Getting that inside line for 10-12.
Yeah, I
backs
don't
out of that.
Happen, yeah, he's backed out of that. His night is picked up now. His 12th seconds of penalties because he was on 9. He's just picked up number 3. So right now, Jimmer has just pulled away into the distance. He's now a second and a half ahead.
Kind of takes another place over from Woolsey as well, moving up to the 4th place. Bit of contact, Woolsey goes down the outside, bit of a rub there.
A little bit of a rub there with RP Lie as well with Woolsey, but I think that was just Woolsey not really having full control of his car for a second.
And that's like Woolsey to sneak up on RP Lie as well.
He's also got Blumchum sitting on his back wing as well.
Hey, Riley's dived on the inside and forced Weiler and Connor to go even through the double overtake there.
Oh.
Through 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was really going on there. That Paul Williams is getting sandwiched by Ferraris here. Is that RP Lie going through all the braking boards?
Yeah, I think he overtook Ryan when he was off track, and I think he slowed down. Well, it looked like he slowed down to give the position back, which is nice to see.
He took out all those boards. I just saw a scattering of mess go everywhere. The old polystyrene boards getting smashed all over the place.
Well, we'll see. Watching about between Ryan and Riley, thinking about making a move as well. We'll see. We'll need to overtake these two to at least stand a chance of maybe a possible podium.
Yeah, I think Wolves is out of this here. So this could be Connor and RP Live for the podium. As Connor's picked him.
Oh, there's a contact between Woolsey and Riley, and Riley spun. Riley's a DNF. Woolsey, I believe, late on the brakes, outbraked himself, and obviously that has caused Riley to spin.
Jimmer is just about to cross the line with Connor, just about 7 tenths behind him. But we have Jimmer, RP Lie, and Connor on the podium.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what,
Connor just cost himself a podium with that extra 3-second penalty. I thought he'd lost. I thought he was going to end up as 4th, and he has got driver of the day from
Connor
the game.
definitely made it up as well for the sprint race as well. But yeah, that was quite a good and intense race. That was especially from start to finish. Yeah.
It's unfortunate so many people didn't finish the race, but you know it happens. But I think everybody enjoyed themselves, so that's the main thing, of course. I think there might be a few incident reports to go in a little bit later, especially from the first race. That was a bit of an interesting race, but there was definitely a few incidents that might be thrown in there. Maybe a couple from this one as well. So, but still, the guys have definitely had a really good race out there. Some really close wheel-to-wheel racing. Ryan says should have been a podium. I absolutely agree, Ryan. I really think you should have had a podium there. You let that one slip through your fingers. So
2 attempts there behind Connor.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate there. So when the board comes up, we will round out the top 10, which should be very shortly. Unless I've completely missed it. I may have completely missed it because I was talking. I wasn't talking to you. Sorry about that. My Alexa decided it wanted to have a conversation with me.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, Ryan says unfortunately the Ferrari sandwiched him, and that is what cost him his podium. So that was really unlucky for him there. But that is us for the night. I have been Mechanical, and I've been joined by Scotty 1597, and we will be back next week on comms again for LNR.